Good evening. I'm Fast Ginger, coming to you live from the Fast Ginger World Headquarters in Charleston, West Virginia. Tonight we have Signal 13, Race 7, Lake Maggiore, the full track, and should get into qualifying here shortly. And then into a 40-minute race. So here we are, the Carrera Cup, and a little practice going on at the moment. Should be an interesting track for these cars. They are street cars with weight reduction and ECU tuning, racing tires, and some aerodynamics. And I do not believe DRS is enabled with this race this week. So let's get in here and display all of our goodies. So it appears we have 9 racers today. Oh no, we're up to 10. So that's a pretty good lobby. And if you're not familiar with Lake Maggiore, it looks like this. Right now, SBR is going down the front stretch, heading into turn 1. And it looks like we're heading towards qualifying. There we are. 10-minute qualifying session. So we will have 10 minutes to get your best lap going. And not sure what a lap time will be around here. Am I in the race? I don't know. Let's see here. It appears so. I don't know what I am doing. There we go. That's better. Nobody wants to see me race, so I can tell you that. Well, not in this car anyway. I've been competing in Daily Race C this week and last week. So having a little fun there on the track. So looks like we have 4Fan getting ready. It's about halfway through. He's heading down this long straight stretch between 12 and 13, heading into 13, hairpin heading uphill to 14. Should be flat out at a little lift maybe right here. Yep. And here we go up into 16. Quickly into 17, then 18 heading downhill, and braking into 19 to finish up the lap. So let's get back up to the live stream here. So 4Fan is going to throw down the initial time of nothing because that was an out lap. All right, so here we are on the first flying lap, heading into turn 3 and 4. Got the Goodyear sponsorship heading downhill into A little bend there and then a sharp one to the right, which will push you out wide. And then a quick little complex here where you really abuse the curbing. Could have abused that more. Kind of missed that one. Avoid the sausage. And up into the straight stretch here. 12 heading down towards 13. With very late braking. It's a very the big banky boy, I've heard it called. Heading uphill. This one should be flat out. And a little lift into this one. Into dirt, but he saves it. And we're coming up into the last two corners. Last corner here to set the first time. So we got 4-fan. Setting the initial time of 1:59. Rotten Kraut's coming in to take over. And we got Don P with a penalty. So SBR has taken pole. Castro has grabbed second. Rotten Kraut's pushed down into third. Pushed down into fourth by Matt. Racer. And then we got Ricky B here in sixth. Orfan is down to 7. Snafu here in 8th place. He's been pushed down to 9. Don P in 10 with a penalty, so he'll probably stay there. SBR still in the pole position. It seems so far they have the first few laps have set their time, but I think, well, last week it was nibbed after time had gone. $50 on 4-fan. SBR has been pretty good. Castro's been good. J-Mac's been good. Matt. Everybody's been having a pretty good season. We can look at the standings after we're done with the qualifying. So SBR in first, Castro's in second. Getting a little draft from Ricky B. See where Ricky B up to 6. Castro in second. Went a little wide there. J-Mac in third. Snafu in fourth. Matt's in fifth. He's coming towards the end of his lap. Rotten Kraut is into pits. Ricky B in 7th. Not Jim Shady in 8th. See if he can improve on his 8th. And he gets up to 7th. So Matt looks like he's the next one to take the checkered, well, not checkered, but take the start finish. Looked like he was searching for grip there. Comes across the line in 5th still. So who's the next one on track? That'd be 4-fan is next to cross the line here, but he's got a little ways to go. A couple more corners. at the top of the hill. Coming downhill. And here we go to cross the finish line. 157. 9th place. Here comes Snafu. Cross the line in 4th still. Don P. Oh, a little wide there. Down in 10th. J Mac off the track. Do we not have... I guess we don't have the in-car for this one. Closest we have would be this one here, I guess. So 1st and 2nd are in the pit. Matt is out there hustling around. This will be his last lap. We're 9 minutes 35 seconds into a 10-minute session. So we got Matt in 3rd, pushing a little bit there, and he's bailed. So we'll pop out here on Castro. Coming into the last 3 corners. Just kept it on the track there. And he got a half-second penalty, so that'll blow that lap. And he's given up on that as well. So this was his final lap anyway, so we just got Ricky B. He's done. So we are done here. So we will take a look at some of these standings here shortly. So we should be starting the race here soon. Everybody is in the pit except for a couple of them just floating around the racetrack. And that is our racetrack right there. Some of your key passing zones would be turn 1, and then maybe down into 5, definitely 13. That's about it, really. It is hard to get around, but people will make mistakes, particularly here in 8, 9, and in 10, 5, 6, 7. That's a good place to catch somebody going wide and taking advantage of that. So we do have our standings. J Mac on pole with 155. SBR in second. Matt third. Castro fourth. Snafu fifth. And hey there, Scruffy. Glad to see you on here. Always good to see my friends over here. So looks like we are full-time, full ginger. So we'll jump off the standings, waiting to get our race started. Should be an interesting. Always like to watch the Porsches bouncing up and down as they head to the start-finish green flag. So let's take a look at the standings. So we have J-Mac is in the lead by 4. Matt in second. And SB Racing in third. Yellow Switch is fourth. Not Jim Shady. 4 Fans, Snafu, Ricky B, Castro. So this championship is coming down to the end. Oh yeah, it's what, like 1 in the morning there? I don't do time maths very well. What is it, 4 or 5 hours? So yeah, if anybody wants to watch some good racing and better commentary than here, look up Gen X and watch their streams. Those guys are awesome. Some of the best commentators on YouTube, 100%. And they might actually talk about the race every once in a while too. Yeah, I feel like I'm bombing right now. And my Boston Terrier is over here dropping some bombs herself. The race will begin shortly. Well, we can turn the music off and get ready for some racing. There we go. The horns work. Why am I... why do they keep putting me in the race? Oh well. Again, nobody wants to see that. And we are off, and we are not showing anything. So here we go. There we go. Into turn 1, J-Mac in the lead, being... Oh no, we've got some spinach back here. Ricky B, Rotten Kraut. A little mess up there. Maybe they should... well, we got 4Fan back there too. This would be a good time to throw a red flag and do a restart. But I don't know if they have that protocol in this series or not. Well, we'll go up here to the front for J-Mac, SBR, Matt, and Castro, all having a good, as you would say, ding-dong battle for first place. J-Mac going a little wide, kicking up some dirt. SBR going way wide, stay off the... Ooh. Thought he was going to hit that wall. Castro with a half-second penalty. We'll get on Matt here and see. Oh, Castro getting really close to the back of Matt there. Snafu's catching up with Castro and should be able to with that penalty when he has to serve that. And I'm sure the penalty zone, it is an excellent position. Matt fighting for third and second place, and Matt's got second place. All this battling has let J-Mac get a little bit of a lead there. So J-Mac coming around lap number 1 in first place, followed by Matt, followed by Castro, Snafu, Jim Shady, Don P, Ricky B, and then way back there is Rottenkraut, and Forfan is going really slow there. Something happened. Oh, he has his emergency flashers on. Maybe he had a disconnection. Maybe he's got some kind of malfunction. So whoever had $50 on Forfan there in chat, I don't think you're going to get your money back. So J-Mac and Matt and SBR still 1, 2, 3. Castro still has to serve his penalty. That he's getting ready to serve it now. Right here on the front stretch. Is Snafu going to be able to make the pass? And he is not, so not much of a penalty zone to have half-second penalty, and Snafu wasn't that far behind, and he did catch up, but you would think he would get a pass done. J-Mac pushing that lead out to a second and a half. Matt's in second. SBR in third. Castro fourth. Now we got Snafu with a half-second penalty. I say in air quotes. Jim Shady. Fastest lap is J-Mac. He's up there running all by himself in clean air. So he's got no issues. Matt holding off SBR and Castro. SBR with a little shaky exit. This seems to be the battle right through here. Castro taking a little different line. Doing a late apex or just got a little too deep, one of the two. But I think there's several ways to take that turn. Snafu getting ready to serve his penalty. Let's see how far he drops back. Not much. It's kind of like you just missed a shift. So, not much of a penalty, or at least a half second isn't much. Looks like we've got, SBR, good catch up with Matt there. Matt must have made a little mistake at some point. SBR is tucked right in. Is he going to make a move into turn one? Nope, backs out of it. I think he's seen some places where Matt has made some mistakes. Maybe he's waiting for one of those places to make his move. Good exit there. As they come downhill into this one, good opportunity. Going wide and cutting it back in. See if he can make a move going down into the bottom of the hill into the big banky boy under the bridge. Staying off that sausage. If you're going to get near it, you're going to have to straddle that sausage. Too far away to make any kind of move on the big banky boy. And Matt and SBR have cut into J-Mac's lead. It's down to just 1 second. Those front tires really screaming and trying to search for grip. We haven't really looked at tire issues. It is a little early for that, just 4 laps in now. But we've settled in here. J-Mac in first, Matt second, SBR third, Snafu in fourth, Castro fifth, Not Jim Shady in sixth. Seventh place is Ricky B in the camo Porsche. Rotten Crowd here in 8th. Don P in 9th. Let's see, where has Forfan gone off to? Here he is in 10th. He's at least half a track back behind the lead pack, which is no fun whatsoever to be just banging out laps all by yourself for 35 minutes. Was he coming in? Looks like he was going to come in. Might just retire the car, not sure. And looks like they're not doing anything to the car. Looks like he may have just parked the car for the rest of the event. So the guy with the lollipop there is getting aggravated. I'm sure his arms are going to be sore after doing this for 30 more minutes. All right, so J-Mac up here in first place, Matt in second, SBR third, Snafu fourth, and Castro in fifth, Ricky B sixth, Not Jim Shady in 7, Rotten Crowd in 8th, Don P in 9th, and we won't talk about 10th place. All right, so J-Mac just at under a second in the lead with a fair amount of tire life still left, lots of fuel. And same with Matt, same with SBR. Snafu looks like he has a little bit better tires. Castro, same. So tires don't seem to be an issue. Fuel might be. We are, 11 minutes into the race, and we've used a quarter of a tank. So that's 11 minutes, 22 minutes, 33. So should not have any. And we have a fight for here for second and third. SBR making a move on Matt. Let's see what happened. I think he just got a better run out of that corner, and then some braking and just a good clean pass. Good stuff. There we go. So SBR has moved up into second place ahead of Matt, but I don't figure Matt is finished trying to get back up into that position. And that's given J-Mac a half second more lead, that little battle there. So sometimes it is, you just got to work with that other person to get up to the front. SBR has got a little distance already, put almost a second and almost put it sideways. Really pushing through that section. I really like that section though. It's fun when you get it right. It blows when you get it wrong though. So, but we got SBR maybe trying to put some pressure, a little dirt kicked up there. And we're 13 minutes into this race. J-Mac has been in the lead since the drop of the green flag. And it's gone between 1 and 1.5 seconds. SBR is pretty much consolidated second for now. Matt's hanging out back there in third, and Snafu is lurking. Kind of like that creepy guy back in the mall, just kind of lurking around, keeping an eye on things. So we got J-Mac out here in the lead still. SBR it's down to 0.6 and 0.7. So everything's kind of tightening up a little bit. SBR going purple there. Within slipstream, if we have little what do they call that? Slip angle. Little slip angle going on there. Oh, he most certainly is. I think he's going to make a move down into the big banky boy. Nope. Definitely putting pressure on. Oh, there we go. There's the end car. Whoa, a little understeer. Definitely tell how the car is handling with this view. Definitely pushes through those, and then it went into some step oversteer. Down to here, brake at that bullet sign. Abuse that curb. Power on down the front straight. J-Mac going defensive. Heavy braking into turn 1. Stays in second. Oh, good run off that corner. We'll jump back out here to watch. There's going to be a pass here somewhere. Here we go, down into the bottom here. Can he make it happen? Hit that sausage, but didn't. It kind of unsettled the car, so lost a little bit of time because of that. This is where he was flying last lap. Abuse those curbs. Use every bit of the road you can and then some. Not as close this time as he was last time. Matt's caught back up and is closer. So Matt's not done. Good battle here for the head of the class. So Matt is trailing SBR. I'd say SBR may have overcooked his tires a little bit, but I don't think they look that bad. So a little wide there on the exit. All right, we haven't seen some of these other drivers, so let's take a look at Snafu coming down to take another lap in his Red Bull-esque. As he comes across. And Castro in the Golf. A fine looking livery there with some paint missing from the front chin. And I'd show you Ricky B, but it's hard to see him. No. So Ricky B, I'm assuming that is Camp Dawson, the military base. It is a pretty paint job. Cruising around here, not letting Castro get away. So we'll check on Rotten Crowd here, who is involved in that turn one scrum and is still trying to get back up towards the front. And then we've got not Jim Shady back there. And then Don P back in 9. So we'll go back up here to the front to see SB going real wide, but kept it on the... Oh! Snafu way back there in the back. Kind of getting it wrong there, but able to keep it on track with no penalties. J-Max still got that lead with the two Porsches close behind, not letting him get away. Oh, Matt was looking on the inside. Here we go. Is he trying to get his second place back? Come on, cameras. There we go. Going purple there. Lost a little bit there. SBR got it a little better turnage. Going through the fast S's here. Going into that grass creek. Oh! Wow, SBR was really all over the place there. Take a look at that. Oh, way off the grass, but able to keep control and keep the position. And then, oh, didn't see that. He did lose the position. So I'm glad we kind of went back and looked at that. SBR making a little mistake. One tiny mistake grew into a much bigger mistake. So he's back into third place. No damage, or at least the damage that he did have is repaired. I think he's overdriving the car now. Just needs to calm down, settle back into it. No bump drafting is allowed in this series. Or they would have done it, I would hope. But no, I do not believe bump drafting is tolerated. So Matt is pushing on, putting the pressure on J-Mac. And these cars have DRS available, but not allowed for this round. It was allowed at I believe Monza and Daytona, but most of the tracks they've said DRS is not available to be used. You can see it down there. It's grayed out right now, which means it is able to be deployed, and then it darkens up when you can't use it, which is when your car is turning. So anytime the car is going straight, DRS is available, but with this series regulations, you cannot deploy it. But if I was like Don P back there in 8th, I think I'd deploy it just to try to catch up. So we got J-Mac up here in first place. So, you know, maybe that's a regulation you can use later on if you are, say, 30 seconds behind the leader or 15 seconds behind the person in front of you. You can use your DRS if it's available, but there are very few cars that have DRS, so the next series is going to be an open wheels series. So that should be pretty interesting as SBR goes a little wide. So J-Mac still in the lead. Matt in second place. And SBR has dropped a little bit, 1.4 seconds back. I'm expecting him to maybe make a little bit of a charge forward. How are his tires compared to the other two? So we were getting close to half. J-Max are better than that. Matt's are better than that. SBR has used up more tires than those other two, so, and Snafu is looking a little better than SBR. Castro looks pretty decent. Ricky B looks pretty decent. Rotten Kraut looking really good too, tire wise. And Don P's not looking too bad, tire wise. In the Spirit of America Porsche. I'm assuming them colors don't run. Well, they're running right now. So, running around in 8th place. Jim Shady has decided to take a pit stop. And he is taking a pit stop. And the lollipop guy is aggravated there. Castro has come in. is coming in. See what he does. So he is getting a fresh pair of boots, a wee bit of fuel to get him to the end, and that should do it. And he gets a 3-second penalty for all that trouble. So he is back in 7th place behind Rotten Kraut. So J-Max still in the lead. Matt still in 2nd. SBR is still pursuing those 3. So now we've got, and then 6 seconds back is Snafu. So are these two going to take a pit stop, or are they going to try to go to the end? I know we had somebody try to get to the end, and more singing. And was unsuccessful at getting to the end with the fuel. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a splash and go. Ricky B here. Rotten Crowd. Is Castro making any headway on? He served his penalty, and it was a 3-second penalty, so that one will be detrimental to your time. So half second, not so much. 3 seconds will definitely put a hurting on your lap times. Always want Castro to have maybe a Castrol livery. But tis. Well, looks like SBR has closed in on Matt. Maybe Matt has made a mistake. Or maybe SBR has calmed down and got his wits back and is pushing on and going wide, but kept it on the pavement. Kept it on the pavement there. As they go into the big banky boy. And they're heading back up here to higher ground. Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right, so, oh, whoa. SBR getting a little squirrely. Getting up a little dust there. SBR as well. J-Mac, oh, little drifty drift. Fidel. Yes. Stevie Wonder. He would not be very good at this game. And J-Mac still in the lead. Matt still in second. SBR still in third. And Snafu's still back here in fourth place. Ricky B. Firm grip on fifth. Rotten Kraut is getting harassed by Casto. Well, now you got me calling him. What is it? It is Castro. I'm stupid. And Castro dives on the inside of that Rotten Kraut and gets to position. So Castro is moving forward on those fresh tires. Nice new fresh sticky tires. On the racing softs on top of that, so he's not messing around. And we go through here, starting lap 18, I guess. J-Mac in the lead, Matt in second. Nobody's really challenged him for first place, but they've been close behind, and he's been able to be mistake-free, unlike the ones behind him. So, you know, maybe I should keep my eye on J-Mac more and give him the curse so that these other two can have a try at first place. So we go up through the S's, abusing the curbs. Nicely done. Under the bridge. And through the woods to the big Banky Boy's house we go. Definitely put a little bit of daylight between him and Matt. And Matt has got some daylight back to SBR. SBR's tires are looking really suspect there. So we've got J-Mac's tires have looked better, but don't look awful. Same with Matt. Fuel looks iffy. So, but I think they should be able to make it. We'll see. I don't think we will see any of these top three drivers come into the pits. And I don't think Snafu will either. I guess really Castro's going to be the only one that is not going to pit, that's not in the pits to just quit. So Don P there. So we still got Jim Shady and Forfan in the pits with technical difficulties. Gentlemen, that was my impression of Charles from MASH. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've got J-Mac getting jiggy with it there. Everybody kicking up a little dust. SBR, Matt, J-Mac, Snafu, Ramon, or Ram on. Ricky B. Castro with half a second of penalty. Serving it now. And moving on with life. J-Mac in first place, coming into the final turn. Keeping it nice and tidy and on the pavement. For tarmac, yes, Charles Emerson Winchester. Gentlemen. He was a great character to play off of Hawkeye and BJ and all of them. What a great show. The likes we will never see again. And Matt's going for the lead. Leaning on J-Mac. got the lead for a brief second. J-Max taking the inside line. As we go through the S's, Matt had to back out. J-Max got the proper line through there. Everybody is safely through. SBR has caught up a little bit with that little scrum or kerfuffle. I guess Matt has had enough and said it's time to take this lead. You know, I haven't seen the movie in so long. It's one of those I have to go back and see again. I was thinking the other day I need to see that. Young Frankenstein. I should watch that for Halloween. Airplane. See some of those classics. So we got J-Max still in the lead. Matt made a bid for it. J-Mac is getting a little more aggressive there. Matt right on his tail. SBR is right there too. So if these front two make a mess of things, SBR can sneak in there and take the position, but it's tightening up here for the last, what we got, 3 minutes, 2 laps. So everybody's fuel looks like, oh no, Matt's fuel looks a little sketchy. So does SBR's. J-Max fuel is just now hitting red. So of these three, his fuel is in better shape. So what's Snafu's? His isn't much better. So who knows? This could be one because of fuel mileage. SBR getting it wrong again and doing that wrong, but was able to stay off the wall and continue on to hopefully fight for this lead. Might have a little dirt on their tires, but J-Max still in the lead. Matt still right there. SBR, that mistake really kind of took him out of it. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so we've got one more lap to go. So we could have a spicy finish here. As I think, what was it? Too hot for the pepper. There was a Francine from American Dad was trying to come up with a saying, and I think it was, this is too hot for this pepper or something like that. So there you go. There's a reference. Nobody will know. So, all right. So J-Mac still in the lead. Still a tiny bit of fuel. Matt's still right there. SBR, I think he's backed off because he's not sure if he can make it on fuel, I bet. So he's trying to conserve. As you can see, he is short shifting. We're up here, J-Mac, final lap. I think nope. He's pushing it to the floor. J-Mac and Matt right there. SBR praying that he'll finish. Yes, please like and share. Always forget that. And subscribe if you really want to. J-Mac here in the lead. Is he going to be able to make it? Is the fuel going to last? It's still a little red there. No, you're not. J-Max still got... Oh, look at that little dot of red. I think they're going to make it. And here we go, J-Mac. I think it is done and dusted. Yep. J-Mac is going to take the win. Matt in second. SBR's got a half second, which will translate into 1 second. Snafu here in fourth place. He's going to make it too as he comes across the line to take the finish. Castro with a pit stop. Coming across in fifth. Ricky B in sixth. And Rotten Crowd coming in seventh. Looks like everybody's going to make it on fuel, so there we go. That was a good battle for the lead the whole race. J-Mac flag to flag. Heck of a race. He had one challenge there from Matt. Made a good bid. Good safe racing. Yes, you're out of $50. I think you'll need to pay that $50 to the guy holding a lollipop for half an hour. So definitely deserves $50 for that. So we do have J-Mac, our winner, who loves rotten kraut, obviously. Who doesn't? Then we got Matt here in second place. In Race Art Team. SBR in third. And Snafu in fourth. And done. There we go. J-Mac. Fist pump pole position and victory. But somebody got fastest lap. I'm assuming SB got it. We'll exit that. Oh, look at me. Yeah. In the Argyle. And we will save that replay. There we go. And we'll look at the final standings. Castro, with the soft tire change, gets the fastest lap at 1:55. Thank you, Scruffy. Glad you could make it. And sorry you stayed up so late. Listen to my ramblings. Go get you some sleep. And good luck with your meeting. So J-Mac, first place. Matt, second. SBR, third. Snafu, fourth. Castro, fifth. Sixth, Ricky B. Rotten Kraut in seventh. And Don P. in eighth. So what does that mean with our standings there? So J-Mac is going to finish in first. Matt in second. And SBR in third. So the final standings are not going to change because that is how they finished in the race. So that's pretty amazing. So good couple of races there. There was a couple that were, but turned out a lot better than I thought with these Porsche Carrera Cup cars. Looking forward to the next series, which will be the, I think it's the Ayrton Senna Formula One cars, so that should be really interesting with the old Formula One style race car, and that'll be a good one. And I think they are allowing some tuning to help the drivability of that car. So we will go ahead and end our stream there. And we are done for the Carrera Cup for this season. The next one will be starting in, I don't think it starts next week, but it will start soon. And we'll have them here live on Fast Ginger's YouTube channel. And thanks again for watching. And we will see you again. And I might do some live streaming on my own, and you can catch it on here. Maybe I'll do some daily C races live. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you at the next one.